I want to talk about my early Christmas present from my wife that she got me. In some of my other videos before, I told you that back in 1992 I bought two stripped machine gun receivers for $225 a piece, or $255 a piece. That's how much they were. And when I first got them in '92, I built one of them up right away. And this is the gun that I built up. And this is a copy of an M10 45 submachine gun. This is actually a silencer that SWD made that's on this gun. And this is how I built this up, in the configuration I built this up. The second receiver, the strip receiver that I had, I ended up putting it away. For later, in case I was going to sell it to someone, or in case I wanted to build it up later. The last stripped Jersey Arms machine gun receiver that I saw for sale sold about 2 years ago for about $6,000 just for the receiver itself. And that shows you the market for machine guns right now. And here's that second receiver right here that I finally put together. You see I put all the parts in here. I put an old school wood stock in here. A little wood is good, especially for my age. Wood's good. There's nothing like real wood on a gun as far as I'm concerned. Someone made a wood grip for this a while back, but I haven't been able to find them anywhere. I'd like to put a wood grip on this. That would be nice. Anyway, the gift that my sweet wife got for me for Christmas was this right here. About 6 months ago, I started putting this together, and I got the receiver complete, but I needed an upper. So I got the upper at a place called FTF, but I needed a bolt assembly. The problem is that the bolt assemblies were all out of stock. Just last month, though, they came back in stock, and I got this bolt assembly, or my wife got it for me, through FTF Industries. FTF, the short here is from FTF. Means freedom through firepower. FTF, freedom through firepower. That makes sense to me. So here's the bolt assembly. This is an M10 45 ACP bolt assembly for an M10 45 machine gun, and it cost my wife $239 for this bolt assembly. And she also bought me a nice hanger that went on here. This is so I could hook my salt sling on this thing. So here's the bolt assembly. Now this thing is advertised as being improved over the original bolt because it has they say that it was CNC machined out of bar stock. I guess that's good. It looks pretty. The machining on this looks actually really good. It originally came with one of these white neoprene, or I don't know what you call them, buffers on it, and one that had the edge cut off over here, so you didn't have to remove the buffer. I mean the recoil rod. But I hate those. I ended up replacing it because I had to take this bolt apart anyway, and I'm going to tell you why I had to take the damn thing apart in a little while. I replaced it with a regular standard buffer because I hate those buffers with the cutout over here by the recoil rod here, because when it's cut out like that, the buffer just flops around and it's just a pain. Anyway, so I got this bolt assembly. I wanted to show you if you can see any of the difference here. All right, get this thing apart here. Ooh, this is going to be a little problem to get this thing out. Come on. Ouch. Come on. There we go. Don't mix up these handles here. I'll tell you about that later too. All right. Okay. This is an old bolt assembly. You'll notice here. You see here that this one, the new bolt assembly, has a cutout here for the extractor, and this one, the old one, doesn't. It's because this new bolt assembly has a new kind of an extractor. They say it's an improved extractor that'll help with reliability. Although both of the old bolts that I have with the old extractor, they work 100% already. So I'm pretty happy with the old one. But there's not a lot of real difference. They look about the same. Actually, the old one is a little smoother than this one because the parkerizing had a chance to smooth over with wear. But the biggest difference on this bolt that I can see is right here, is with this new extractor in here. And you notice in the bolt face here that you have your firing pin that's machined into the bolt face like every other kind of gun. And you can compare it with the bolt face on this one. Excuse me, the old one. If she can get in there. Anyway. Now, so I got this. So I ended up getting this, and I put it in my new upper. Make sure this is the right one. I don't want to put the wrong one on there. Now, one of the things you want to check when you put these in here is you want to check the bolt handle. If you turn the bolt handle this way, it will lock the bolt in the forward position. That'll keep you from having a what they call an inertial discharge. This is a second safety on this particular gun. You'll notice you got a notch here for the sights. You can only really see the sights if the bolt is unlocked. When you lock the bolt, you can't see the sights. You notice this. Okay. So I first tried to put this in my receiver, and when I tried to put it in there, the holes wouldn't line up. I couldn't put the receiver pin through the receiver here. And as soon as I saw that, I knew it was wrong. The problem was that the recoil rod here was actually too long. And you put the bolt forward here, and you'll see that you can only push that so far, and the recoil rod will hit the front of the receiver here. And the problem was that the rod was too far, so when you put it was too long. So when you put it in the receiver, the holes to line up to put the receiver pin in there wouldn't line up. You couldn't put the upper receiver in. So I had to take the bolt apart. To take the bolt apart, you have to tap this roll pin out. Once I took the bolt out, I ended up actually filing down a little bit off the end of this rod here, and that shortened the rod enough. It only needed like a tenth of an inch or so, and that allowed me to put the gun together. So if you have problems, you get a new bolt assembly for your M10 or M11. Because I had the same problem happen with me on my M11-9 when I got a new tungsten, CFW tungsten slow fire bolt for it. I had to shorten the recoil rod as well. So once that was fixed, well, I don't want to put it together yet. Another thing I found out is I tried this bolt in this other receiver here, this other upper receiver. And what I did is I used the bolt handle from the other gun, and as soon as I put that bolt handle in there, it wouldn't twist, and I couldn't remove it. It was jammed in the bolt. And I'm going to tell you why it was jammed in the bolt. Inside the bolt, inside the hole here for the bolt for the handle, you can see a little. It looks like a little ball, like a little a ball bearing, but there's really a little plunger in there with that rounded end inside there. Can you see that, Miriam? So, and it's held in by a spring in here, and the spring is held in with a roll pin. And what happened is somehow this plunger here was jamming into the bolt handle, the old bolt handle, the original bolt handle. And here's the difference: the pin, that plunger, it actually fits into these detents that are machined into the bolt handles. Here's the new bolt handle. You see how how shallow that the detents are machined into this? Here's the one that jammed in there. You notice how much deeper these detents are machined into the old bolt handle? This is why it got jammed into the new bolt. It looks like the plunger in here has a stronger spring, and it's putting so much pressure on there. If I put an old bolt handle in there, it'll actually get jammed inside these really deep detent grooves that are machined into the new bolt. So here's the thing: is I cannot make. This is the new bolt handle. You see again how shallow those detents are. I cannot put an old bolt handle into this bolt or it'll get jammed. The only way to get it unjammed is I had to drive out. I had to drive out this roll pin here, all the way through to the inside here, through here. This is the roll pin that holds the spring in, that holds the plunger in. So I had to take that apart just to get the damn old bolt handle out. So there's the problems that I had with this bolt in a nutshell is the recoil rod was a little long. I had to file that down. And the biggest part, well, is that you got to use the bolt handle they give you with the gun. If you use an old-fashioned bolt handle, the damn thing will get jammed in the bolt. I can put up with that, I guess. But I'm not quite happy. I think if I could get a hold of an older a plunger maybe, or an older spring that might be a little weaker, I don't know, that I might be able to use the older one. But then if I make it weak enough to use this older one, then it would be too weak for the new one. Anyway, let's put this thing back together, and I'm going to show you. Here we go. Okay. Get in there. Okay. Come on. There we go. There we go. Unlock it. Test it. Cock it. Good. Semi-auto. Semi-auto and full auto. Good. It looks to me like this bolt is going to work. I got to test fire it, and that'll be all I have to do. All I need to do is put either the suppressor, or I'll put this barrel extension on there so I don't blow my fingers off. I love my fingers. And of course, I need to put my salt sling. Just making sure that I got the right bolt in there. Bolt handle. And we're all set. If I get a chance, I'll have my son shoot this. Now, I'm not saying that I built this for my 14-year-old son. Now, I'm not really going to give a machine gun to my 14-year-old son for a gift. No, I'm not. I'm going to wait until he's 21, okay? Or I'm gone. So I wanted to thank my wife for buying me this nice machine gun parts. You know, a wife that buys machine gun parts for you. Yeah, she's a keeper. She's a keeper, I gotta say. So I hope you guys have a great Christmas. I hope you guys get a nice machine gun too. That would be nice, okay? So I wanted to thank my wife again, and I wanted to just say that I love my wife. She's the best wife ever. Thank you.